Well, hello. This is Scott with This Travel. We are here to look through this backpack I got on. What I have in it, along with the water bottle. I got everything kind of arranged where I want it. I do have some things there that probably should be in my backpack, and I'll deal with that later. We'll go through it as we do this. But this is what the backpack looks on me. The straps are more padded than the Pathfinder straps was. I donated that sucker today to somebody. And everything's fine, just the way I got it. I'm not having no issues. This is kind of uncomfortable, but it's not uncomfortable to the point that it's hurt. It's kind of uncomfortable. If you guys need, plus I can do that, kind of get it off me. Part of it's kind of touching my neck right here, but it's not choking me. So it's like wearing a tie. And I've always been slightly uncomfortable in a tie, so that ain't no big deal. So I'll get back to you guys. We're gonna go through this part first. And here's what the backpack looks like when it's off me. Now I'm not going to unroll the sleep pads, you know what a sleep pad looks like. But as you can see, I do have a kind of a black stretchy thing on there. It keeps that pad, and I couldn't get it on there in the middle, but it keeps the pad rolled up so I can stick it in there. So those don't unbuckle. Let me get you closer. This is actually part of the whole strap here. Fox Tackle's the name of the bag. I got side pockets of zip. It has two zippers on it. Both sides are like that. I'm not a big fan of MOLLE really, because it just wants to tempt a person to attach more stuff as you go on. It just makes that backpack heavier. The bigger your backpack, I'm guilty of this, the more stuff you're going to put in it. Right now, this is 45 liters, I think. And I do have it filled, but I don't have it filled with heavy stuff. Some of it's slightly heavy, some of it's not. I do have a nice grab handle here. The waist belt. My complaint is, if you're a fat person, this waist belt ain't long enough. It don't adjust there, it adjusts there. And with me, I got all the way. I mean, even on this part, I got all the way, and it doesn't adjust anywhere else. So if you're bigger than me, you're going to have problems. I have this, and I have this. I can connect something to there if I wanted to, maybe like an axe or something if I wanted to. Like I said, if I'm hitchhiking on a Greyhound bus, they don't want to see that. The straps are nice. And there's a Fox Tackle that come right off there. I'm going to keep it on there for now. But everything, I like it. It's more padded. Let me turn it around. I'm going to turn this around. Excuse me while I shake you guys. That's one of the things the Pathfinder backpack really lacked. Was padding. This sucker is comfortable. It's padded. I mean, it is padded. Now I'm assuming this is up to make it a little bit more breathable. I don't think it is. I've never worn a backpack where my back just don't sweat. That's just how it is, especially when you're in a hot area. I'm in a hot area for right now. This I bought brand new. When I first bought this type of backpack, the green one, it was literally used. And I still got a few more years before it really got uncomfortable out of it. So I imagine this one will last long. I got D-rings like this. Got some MOLLE here. MOLLE here, I'll probably never use it. D-rings here. Of course, I can adjust as I want it. Everything else is attached. I got this back pocket, just like Pathfinder. It opens up. I can get to my stuff. I had to open the lid to get underneath, and I like that better. I have the side pockets, as I mentioned. I got two zippers. Both sides are like that. Let me turn you around. And of course, we got this grab handle. It works. What else am I missing? We do have some MOLLE up here. If I was going to stick something up, I tried to stick something heavy up here a minute ago, and it didn't work too well. Like it kind of, well, it's not doing it now, but it came down. So, like if you had a rain jacket, maybe, or you can pick your poncho up there, whichever you got. I do have these. with D-rings. They feel kind of cheap, but you can hang stuff off it. I wouldn't hang nothing too heavy. Or probably, if you had both of them, just like that on both sides here. You need to tie something, maybe that would work. Or you just have something hanging off it. I do, if the backpack, it can get shorter. These straps get longer, I can stick them in here. And to let you know, but I did get rid of straps, but I did try the Pathfinder straps on her, the longer ones, and they connect to these, but I didn't keep them. So now we'll quit rambling on about the backpack, and I'll show you what's in here first. Now, before we do anything, me and you are going to wonder, yes, it has MOLLE attachments. Why don't I have it attached to this backpack? It just has more weight. Also, with the part I showed you on the front, with that loop, I can attach it to that, but it has a tendency to pull back. And with the Pathfinder bag, I had that problem. And I got the bottle, which is a little bit more compact than the Pathfinder canteen. I liked it, but this is more compact. This does have a strap on it. I've shown this off before, so I'm not going to go too much, but I can take the strap on and off. Got MOLLE, so I can attach things out if I want to. I'm not going to. Like I said, it's tempting, but if this, not really. The back of it, I'd be tempted. In my opinion, the bigger the bag is, I'm guilty of it, the more stuff you're going to stick in there. So we'll go through this front pocket first. This needs to be my food kit. This is actually, I might need a new one. Nope. That's where I keep my trash at. Always pick up your trash. There's people around this town, I've noticed that there's homeless population in Parkett. They got the place pretty much trashed. I was never like that. I may not have had a roof over my head, but let me tell you something. People pick up your trash. I don't care what you're into or what you're sleeping. I just don't care. Pick up your damn trash. Now I'm through going on about that. That's my rant. We have the Pathfinder. Like I said, I like Pathfinder gear. I kind of like the back. I just didn't like the way it was feeling on my shoulders, but so this wasn't that bad. This, I never can remember what it's called. But you put it in the water, and the water comes through here. It gets that crap out of there. Now, I did something extremely stupid. I left, and everybody's always leave something. But in this case, I left my grab. Not sure I left that sucker at. Probably in another state, who knows? Because I was carrying it with me. So I gotta watch that kind of stuff. And who's all guilty about that? I've heard there's a trail cowbreaker breaking the Trail Scott all over the United States of America. So, first of all, we got a ferro rod. I had someone with a fire kit, a small one. The ferro rod wouldn't fit in there, so I opted to fit in here. I got a very small fire kit, and I'll show you. I wanted it to be compact as possible. This Altoids can is new. I don't need a hole in the nose. I discovered the gas comes out through here. Char cloth, char natural material, whatever it is you're going to char. This is new. I got my mint somewhere else. The name is in here. It smells minty. I should probably wash it out. I don't know if that hurt that or not with char cloth. I know I'm not going to strike the ferro rod inside this motel room. Scissors. And these are medical scissors, but I'm used for just trimming my mustache. Mostly hygiene. That's one thing that's in the bathroom, a hygiene kit. But you guys know what hygiene, deodorant, toothbrush, that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to go to the bathroom and go get it. You guys know what a hygiene kit is and what it looks like. Plus it fits in my backpack just fine, I promise you. Black and white fire starter. Big old stick of it. My back of the knife won't do it. My saw will. My silky saw, I do have that. But the silky saw I can scrape just like you would fat wood. Strike the ferro rod, there you go. I have a Fresnel lens. Why don't I have it in my wallet? Because every time I sit on one of these in my wallet, it just starts breaking up the bends and I start getting cracks. It may work like that. I don't know. They ain't trying to find out, especially if I get myself an emergency. I have another one. Now I'm going to try to stick this inside my Smart fire kit. I put it in there because I wanted it in there, but now I got this, I think I'll just stick this where my other fire kit is. It's from Pathfinder. You guys have to point at the sun. Get down there and hopefully get a fire going. One thing about the northeastern half of the United States, good luck finding the sun. I swear the sun don't shine there. Then it comes in this. Works great. Like I'm gonna put it over here. Because I want that plastic bag to go somewhere else, and I want that Fresno to go somewhere else. We have a kerchief or a bandana, or you want to call it. It's just white. It's clean. I got one in my pocket that I use to wipe my face and my nose and whatnot. And that can also be used in place of this. But it's clean, and it's going to stay right there inside my backpack. We have this right here. That folds out. You got blow on the coals. You don't have to stick your face in the dang fire or smoke. A bellow, that's what it's called. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Bellow, I think. Pocket bellow. My buck knife. I do keep my SAK in my pocket, but this I go ahead and carry too. That way I got a spare knife. I'm redundant about something. My knife. I got a bigger one inside there, and I'll show you guys here in a minute. That's what I carry. Now on top. Oops. Now I got plenty of room up here, as you can see. This is my coffee cup. I like it. Yes, it's a little bit heavier than a tin cup, or even that one cup that I had that was made of titanium. I don't care. I like this. Of course, we got my water bottle, stainless steel. I have to have a bowl of water. Like that, let me get it out of there. My silverware, fork, knife, spoon. It did come to Caribbean, but to be quite honest with you, it's just better to have it apart. That's just how I like it. So I'm not fighting and stuff trying to get back on the Caribbean. Not that was very much a fight, just dive further before it be loose. I think the idea behind the Caribbean is you can hang it somewhere. I have my cup, of course, from Pathfinder. Bowl of water and whatnot. I do have another container. And I'll show you that's in my backpack. And that is pretty much it. So I'll get back to you guys and I'm going to put everything back in here. Alright folks, we're back. Alright, so what I'm going to do, because I had no way of really setting this, as you can see I don't have it heavy. And in fact, this is the way I want. I'm past this size so I don't get heavy. I keep on mentioning, I'm going to mention again, because I'm guilty of the bigger our backpacks are, the more stuff we'll put in. I don't need any more of a backpack here. 45 or wherever liters this is, 47, 45 I believe. But we're going to start with the zipper part, top part here. That I showed you guys, it has a molly on it. I do have some fire stars from Pathfinder, I'm sorry. Fire stars from Fire Stars, but anyways, Pathfinder. And as this, I'm going to get up close to this camera here on my phone so we can see. And yes, I'm in a motel room. As you can see by this fur bit right here. But I went outside way and keep track of my stuff a little bit better. Because this is easier to do it on the table here. But Pathfinder, I got 4 of them, I used one. Now they're meant for burn cells, just test them out. I do have my headlamp. I got extra set of batteries that go with them. I didn't want a whole bunch of electronics like a brick and stuff like that to charge. I may end up getting a brick so I can keep my phone charged when I'm on the road. On the bus, I can charge it. They got outlets where you can charge your phone. I did it on the way here. And I'll probably do the same thing on Pathfinder. But I got Pathfinder stuck in my head. Thanks, Dave. But anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. Dave Canterbury. I don't know why. I just watched them. There's my extra batteries. But they do have outlets. There we go, that's my extra batteries. Let's keep them right in here. For now, they're cheap ones. I prefer Energizer or something like that, but these are only $1.99. They work. And I keep everything in a separate bag here. That way I don't have a whole bunch of stuff. I know what's what. And this here got kind of crushed. You see it there or not? But they have outlets on the bus. If I hitchhike, I at least got this bag filled the way I want. It's not heavy, not nothing. This, I have a pen. I have a notebook. It's not a Write in the Rain, but it's still a notebook. And I'll show you another feature on this backpack I forgot to show you. I got a finder. There is a built-in rainfly. What color it is, I don't know. We'll have to discover that one together. But I have my compass, of course. Mirror, the whole 9 yards. Magnifying lens. The only thing I really know about this comes from the Doghouse. And I know how to do this. Keep it on that mirror. And how to walk a straight line with it. My navigation skills aren't the best, but that's pretty much the basics of it for me. So what I'll do is I'll put this back in here like so. That back in there. I do not like carrying ink pens in my pocket, especially these ones that twist apart. You know why? Because they twist apart my pocket. I never understood that, but they do. They end up ink in my dang pocket and everything else, so everything just stays together here. And don't explain it to you, I really don't understand it either. And I can't just keep it like that. So anything else? Got something floating around? I should have that in hygiene kit. My fingernail clippers. There are things in this bag that really don't go. Leave that unzipped. We'll show you this bag again. Now, we're going to go through what's in the side pockets. The zippers aren't bad. I don't know if they're Y2K or not. I never could tell with the zippers. I just want to see if you stop there a bit. Now, in here, and it's facing me, so that would be my right hand. So the right hand pocket for now. As it's on me, then it's the left hand. I'm not near water, so this is kind of funny. I have a frog jig here. I could put it on a stick. I should probably get some screws to fit in there. If you screw it into a stick, you don't have to worry about it coming off. I have this One Wind Cape survival shelter. I need to find an outdoor store. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. Or just going to put off my trip to the park, but that's alright. They close at 7, but there's stuff I gotta get. I do need to find a that walking stick. A trekking pole is what I'm trying to think. A trekking pole works great with this. I need to get a trekking pole. Now I'm going to show you how deep this pocket is. See how I got it unzipped? My whole hand fits into there. So that works pretty good. And that's all I keep in there. Or this right here. I may do something a little bit different with fire stars. I don't know yet. As far as the side pocket when it's unzipped, I'm setting it down in the chair doing this. As you can see, Oops. And Pathfinder bug spray. I've not noticed any real mosquitoes. I've been in the desert before, but I've never noticed ticks or mosquitoes being out there. There. And it's plenty. Like I said, I got 2 zippers here. Got one right here, one right here. In the other pocket, I have tent stakes. Those are the only ones I could find. I got 8 of them. They're very lightweight, but they're long. I never tried putting a stake in the ground before in the desert. Well, we might have to rethink the shelter situation. But most of the tents I've seen are just kind of heavy, and I have to think about where I'm going to put it at. That's another thing. But we got these tent stakes. This bottom, because I had no idea again. I was thinking I was going to make my own tent stakes, and I thought better of it. If it starts to rain, I want to make my own tent stakes. It does rain. There was a few times I looked at the forecast I got here. They had a little bit of rain, a little bit of a storm, but nothing major. Unlike some of you guys in Arkansas, Kentucky, where it just won't stop. Yeah, every time I turn on the news, back-to-back storms. I do have, and I just went and put stickers on them, is a plastic canteen. Right now I don't have water in it, but I will have. Now, I do have this. It's my extra container. It's basically a cheap ass canteen cup, that's all it is. I got out that pair of surplus store along with this and the tent stakes you just saw. Fits together well. Don't have a lid, that's okay. It fits right in that side pocket. Now we're going to get to the main part of the backpack here. I'm going to set this up where you guys can kind of see it. Actually, I might stand up. That's what we're going to do. Hold on a minute. I'll get back to you guys. Alright. So here we go. I need to take those off. And they snap together. That's great. It sounds exactly like the Pathfinder ones. Not a problem at all. That's that loop, everything. It just like it comes right off, and the strap comes undone. If I want a snack, I have these bars right here. In fact, I had a couple of them when I was on the Greyhound bus station when we weren't stopping, and I was ready to start. I was carrying a haversack on the part where they let you take something on the bus with you. Let me get this out of the way. TV's in the way here. There we go. Now, unlike Pathfinder's backpack, it don't rock out a drawstring. Not a big deal. There we go. This is my food kit. What's in my food kit? Well, I've got, because I like coffee, I got coffee. Now, this is regular coffee. I have to drink cowboy coffee. Ain't that big of a deal, but that's what that is. These, year round, that's that mince that came out of that Altoids Kingdom. That's what that is. I'm not going to go through too much. Something to scrub with. Where's in? Salt and pepper. I don't really do too many spices in my food. So each one of these has salt and pepper. And I stuck a napkin in there to keep it from shaking around. I was nervous about them breaking for some reason or another. I don't think they would. Move that out of the way. But I have in here now, I got one. Let me get those out of the way. 2. Another trash bag. Now I can fit the other one in there. That's where it should have went. There we go. And an extra one of these I couldn't fit inside that Ziploc bag. 1, 2, 4 Pathfinder mills. Now, here's the deal with this. I have to be able to heat up water to eat these. I've got beef chili with beans. I got loaded baked potato. I've got cheeseburger macaroni, which is actually one of my favorites. Then we have the bourbon beef and rice, which is another one of my favorites. I have not tried the chili one yet, so I don't know what it tastes like. Now, if I can make to that part. Oh, and it's Dymea bag. Dymea. They make tarps, they make backpacks, they make hammocks. They make everything besides this. And it's durable. And it sounds like a freaking wrapper, but it's durable. And if you have a dog, I promise the dog's gonna come sniff it around. Now, let's follow me. Alto me, I can't talk. It's Epsis. I've got several of them. I decided instead of alcohol stove. But I just didn't like the dog carrying extra alcohol or a leaking on me. That's all these are. These Epsis tabs. I saw some over at the Army store that I went to. Never surplus. Here's my stove that hung up here. There we go. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you can break them apart if you wish. So, and I got more. Go figure. There we go. I just keep in this bag. Like I said, keep things neat for the most part. And I keep it all inside here, which is part of my cook system here. But you guys have seen these before, the Epsis stove. You fit the tab right there in the middle, and you boil water with it. And we'll put that back here in a minute. Now, I've got some gloves. I might have to move some of the stuff out, but you guys gotta see this. I might have to readjust here. I'm gonna go ahead. You just saw me pull the food out first. Let me get this turned around, excuse my hand. The food came out first. I always keep food towards the top. I like to have that handy if it does rain. If I can just get into it. But here, hold on, I'll get back with you. Alright, that's better. This turned to a long video, almost 30 minutes. I have a dry bag in here. I had to shove things. So, here's how we're going to do this. This is my cordage bag. You guys know what cordage looks like. I have a red line and everything in here. Set that there. We have 100 feet of extra paracord. This here is my fire kit. I'll get back with you because we're going to show you what's in this fire kit. Alright guys, let's go through the fire kit. Plus I want to see if this magnifying glass fits in there. It may not. That's my fire kit, so I keep it in. Hang on my belt if I want. Now when I'm on a bus and stuff, I just keep it in the backpack. It's easier like that. But I have Strike Anywhere matches in here. That's what's in there. I have a spare lighter. I keep one in my pocket. See if it works. Be funny, don't my fingers stiff here. There we go. Works this fine. I need to take the child safety thing off there. We'll take it off later. And this here is one of my favorite ways to start a fire. This is by Flint and Steel. Now I do have this in here. Crap. I do have charred cloth. I'm not going to mess with it too much, but I have a stone in here. I have, this is a candle wick. Or one of those, I'm sorry, lantern. I have my rock in here and my steel in here. Along with some charred stuff. All of that just goes right back inside here. Yeah. I think I got that particular thing off the black and white fire starter, but I'm not sure. So that's all that is. That goes right back inside here. I want to see if I can lighter. I'll find out. I think it will. And I had match safe. Get that a little bit more. This right here, I keep on saying match safe. Well, it basically is. Then there we go. Yes, it does fit in there good. Let's hope that it would. Get back over that. Alright, I'll get back with you when I get out of this chair. Put my bag back in it. Alright. So, in the front, this sign gear up, natural resources. Now, the desert's going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to have birch bark, and that's usually what we use this for. So, we'll decide in the desert what we're going to use that for. I'm not keeping it because I do travel other places. If I find things like fat wood and different areas, I'll use it. If I'm back where there's trees or there's birch bark, I'll use it. Shoved in the side, I also have this, because the way this dry bag's in here, I'm going to shove things to the side and the front. Fishing kit. Once again, I'm not near water, but for the place I go, I like to try my hand at fishing. And I'm not an expert with this thing by all means. I have hooks that are running loose as you hear the rattle, and I have some jigs up in here. So I'm not going to borrow through it. You guys know what this is. It's a K-bar fishing. Basically a hobo reel. Now, what else I got? I got Gorilla Tape. Now, some people like to carry it outside their backpack. I was thinking about doing it actually. Maybe on one, if it'll fit. Let's find out something. Let's see if this fits. Nope, it's too wide. But I could probably. Oh, there we go. Probably just keep it like that. Ain't that big of a deal. No way it's not floating around in there. What else got down in front of it? As you can see, if you can see this bag moving here, this is where my hand's at now. I'm touching a haversack. Haversack. This is like that was on the Greyhound bus. Now, if I had the haversack, I wanted to walk somewhere, plus that water bottle kit, then I got something to get me through at least a day. Or and then plus I can put this in there, here. I actually had that with me on the bus case this time around. So that folds up in there and it goes just right down inside there. On this side here, I have my silky saw. I don't like to keep them in these parts. My canteen fits this fine here. The stuff I had in here fits this fine in here. On here, on this side, I keep my knife. Now this has been my knife of choice. No, it's not a bushcraft knife, but it's still a knife. I bought this sucker at an antique shop. Got the stone right there. I forgot exactly the Air Force used it. If they had to jump out of the plane, or inject it, so I said jump and inject the seat. This was meant to help bend the metal. It's not a saw, it's not going to cut me. but it was meant to help them get out of that plane. I'm not sure if it's full tang or not. And to be quite honest with you, it doesn't see what kind of knife it is. I thought I knew. I've seen knives like these and heard the name to it. It's just the right size that I have in mind for it. And I got something right here to keep it kind of sharp. I'm not going to say I have it razor sharp, but I have it somewhat sharp. It's not dull. Now, I'm not the best knife sharpener in the world. I wouldn't be trying to cut paper with it. The last time I played with that, it actually did take off some hair, so it might be kind of razor sharp. But that's my knife of choice. There's a lot of people say you need a carbon steel to this, carbon steel, and they're probably right. But this was my knife of choice. Now, do I have anything else in here I might be forgetting? I didn't shove nothing in the back. Nope. Here's the fun part, my dry bag. A change of clothes, a jacket, and my basic Swagman robe. All in this dry bag, and this dry bag is for River Edge. That's everything we got. Just like that. So as you can see, I don't have a whole lot. It's this fine as bag. Now I'm not sure off the strap system. I can stick something right here if I want. You see I'm gonna pull these out now that I don't have. I can pull these out. You don't want to go too far with it. But right now I do this. I can put something here if I wanted to, which I probably will never do. I did that on my last backpack and it was kind of a pain in the butt. Now that I got it empty, I can tip you upside down here. And usually if I'm going to do this, I have it on the ground like this. There we go. Now I can take this. I'm going to see if I can move you guys in the hair closer here. Alright. As you can see, as I have this here. Now because I have these loose and it's not so tight, I can actually remove this. But to make life easy, all I have to do is just do that. That's all one long strap, that's all it is that's on this backpack. And I can take it right off there without no problems. All I have to do is undo the backpack straps, and just like this. I'm not going to turn on that light so we have a little bit more light. There we go. That's how that works, and of course this is my sleeping pad. I don't mind air pads, but the lighter ones don't seem to really want to stay aired up, or they bust. I'm trying to stay away from electronics as much as possible. I really don't want an air pad, and I don't want that noisy. Oh, they're alright to have. They'll pump something up. Like I liked it. It was just I didn't want a whole bunch of electronic stuff to keep up with, or to have to constantly recharge it. Oh, and another thing I got in the bottom is trash bag. But I normally do with these, I'll put them on the ground and put my sleeping pad on top of it. Another thing, you can fill them up in browse and make a browse bag. Just have one, that's all you really need, just one. For the browse bags, it's a 50-gallon, 6 mil, 50-gallon contractor bag, and it's just big enough. And that's basically what it looks like. I'm gonna see something. I'm gonna go ahead and tip it upside down. I think there's a built-in. Yes, there is. See, my other one didn't have that, and because it didn't have that one, there we go. Now, I don't believe it would cover this at all, which ain't that big of a deal. But we'll cover the bag, and as you can see, it's not orange. I like the Pathfinder backpack, but there's quite a few things I didn't like not enough padding, and the dang, I can understand where he's coming from. If you're hunting, you're going to want to wear orange. Or if you're out in the woods hunting, you're going to want to wear orange. And hopefully not get shot. But yeah, because mine didn't have that, I actually kept things down in here too. Things just has this in here. Shove it back in here. Like I said, the green one was a used one that I bought, so I think they took theirs out. Just so they could do that, keep a little bit of extra stuff on the bottom. And I kind of did the same thing. There's no MOLLE down here at all. As you can see, that's what I'm working with. If I want to fit this back on here, just put it back through, tighten it up, and that's pretty much it. Folks, that is the end of this video. It's kind of a long one, so bear with me. I'm Scott, of course, and this is my traveling channel. And I'll see you on the next one. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment. Other than that, I'm out of here. Bye-bye, guys. Oh, This Traveling. I keep on forgetting the new name. This Traveling is what it's called.